Victor Crowley.
Victor Crowley. Hatchet face. Victor Crowley!
We haven't had a villain in so long. Like a monster that you both fear and cheer for. And that was really what I was going for. I wanted to see a monster. I wanted it to be real.
We weren't able to meet Victor Crowley. We weren't able to actually meet the man behind the mask.
In the movie, you're really seeing them see him for the first time on camera. Every reaction is very real. They hadn't already done it 50 times. They hadn't already seen him a bunch of times. Every time they saw him, it was really like the first time they saw him. I've always been a fan of horror films. When I was about 8 years old, I think my brother showed me Friday the 13th 2 and John Carpenter's The Thing, and I was just completely addicted right off the bat. And that summer I went to summer camp, and the counselors told us to stay away from this one cabin or else Hatchet Face would get us. And I was all into this stuff, so I was like, this is awesome, what's he gonna do? They just said, well, he'll get you. I'm like, with what? And they didn't have an answer. So that night when everybody went to sleep, I made up this story to the other kids because they were all whispering, do you think Hatchet Face is going to get us? And I was like, yo, you know who Hatchet Face is? And he was this deformed boy, and the house got lit on fire, and the dad came home with an axe, all this stuff. This is sort of a movie that is sort of the kills are so over the top that it's more like, oh man, did you see that? Everybody who worked on the movie definitely has their own favorite kill. I don't think anybody has the same favorite one.
Favorite kills.
Rip the guy's arms off and then slam him armless, slam his head into a mausoleum.
With a split jaw, split face, tearing in half.
He grabs her teeth, and he pops her head open.
His head gets pulled completely off and is hanging by the skin and then just bobs there.
The power sander to the face, obviously.
People want to see cool deaths that they haven't seen before. And that's part of the fun in writing them, is you'll just sit there and look around and think, okay, what can I kill somebody that I haven't seen somebody get killed with before? I wrote in the script that Victor Crowley puts the belt sander into Jenna's mouth and sands out her jaw.
Given the over-the-top nature of the movie, of course you need a gas-powered sander out in the middle of nowhere. A chainsaw would have been passé.
We went through all the kind of like methodology, I guess, of killing and sanding this person's face up. And, you know, when it came down to it, they don't actually...
Pretty much my whole life happened when I was 8. I think I saw my first real horror movie. I went to summer camp. I saw E.T., which was the movie that made me really want to make movies. And my grandmother said, I'm going to get you a boombox and a cassette tape because you should start listening to music. She's like, what band do you want? And I looked at the TV, and the Twisted Sister video for We're Not Gonna Take It was on. And I was captivated by it. And so she bought me this Twisted Sister tape, and I listened to it until you couldn't play it anymore. In 4th grade, we had to do a report on the most influential person in our life. And everybody in the class got up and they did their mom or their dad. And I get up there with this doll, Dee Snider, and makeup and holding the phone. And the teacher said, sit down, you're trying to be funny.
There's a moment in the film where Victor grabs a lady by her lower jaw and her upper bridge and pops her open like a big Pez dispenser.
The pop top, we call it, has always been like not only one of my favorite shots in the movie, but one of my favorite special effects too.
I started thinking, how could you possibly run after a real actress and grab her by the mouth and rip her head in half and not cut away and not use CG?
Hi, Brittany.
Brittany's the model for all the deaths.
Why do you have a Britney Spears doll? That's my question.
Because you gave it to me for Christmas. And I don't know why you gave it to me, but I felt bad throwing out your Christmas gift because you might come over and look for it. She runs towards the camera, and Ben is going to stop because he's going to grab her. He's going to, let me, where's Gene Simmons? Alright, so Gene Simmons is Victor Crowley.
Okay.
And he runs, alright, so he's going to grab her like that. So she's like, oh my god, honey. And then he comes running and grabs her by the head like that.
And then the camera
spins around.
is going to move around this way.
And in his back,
really
is
close.
where we're going to do the cut. So when we come back around, it's now the dummy. And
then she pops herself over here. Right. Okay.
And then Victor Crowley rock and rolls all night and parties every day.
We would also act it out.
Shit! No, you don't have any cash?
No, I'm just not paying for this bullshit.
Can I get one of the voodoo demon babies, too? Can I also buy Marcus a new attitude? Thank you. That's a cool coat. Were you in the army? Did you rip those jeans yourself, or was your boyfriend working tonight? I had a cat that had two names once. Axel Rose. It was actually W. Axel. Well, the W is actually just a letter, so it was Axel Rose. So you a fan of 50 Cent? Do you believe in Jesus? Do you live around here? Like, what's your address? Hatchet Face is gonna get you!
What kind of movie is it?
Oh, have you ever heard of Spring Break Girls?
Sure.
No.
Have you ever heard of Peekaboobs?
Sure.
No.
Well, have you ever heard of Tits Ahoy?
Sure.
No.
Mais parce que ça me fait bizarre de... Allez pas, ça fait 3 heures qu'on pourra être ici. Je veux dire, on sait même pas où elle est partie.
À vue de nez, je dirais qu'elle fait pas loin de 4 mètres et je m'y connais. Non, je partirai pas d'ici sans elle.
On va y passer toute la nuit?